about?
Yes, and I think what was so wild, maybe the surprise came in when anything that my children were wearing started to get monetized and affiliate sales and part of headlines and things. That's where it became a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Many of comfortable moments in this Meghan podcast. I did already a mask slip video, but I needed to show this clip in which it's like Meghan's face goes all glitchy for a reason. And you might be wondering, why is this happening? Especially that it's not rapid blinking. It's blazing fast blinking that was happening that I don't know was 6 or 7 times. Was the topic that they were talking about. What were they addressing? Well, they were addressing, let's say, missed monetization from the kids' clothing, and that not in Meghan's control. To set the record straight and to set the context of this, let's see the clip, the actual question that led into this.
Well, I think that your voice carries such unbelievable influence. I remember a time where you were like, step out with a sweater, the sweater would sell out. It's crazy. Like, how do you feel about it?
So she was asked this question. You remember when you went out and totally in a totally spontaneous way, this paparazzi just appeared out of nowhere at the parking lots, and they took pictures, and well, whatever you were wearing at the time was sold out. Weren't you? What was it? Oh, what was a surprise? There's this conversation about this topic, but Meghan's face begins to glitch when the topic pivots into her kids, as in Archie and Lily wearing whatever they were wearing, then it was going to sell out, and for some reason Meghan began doing this strange reactions. Let's watch this clip again, the face reactions, so you can read the captions or listen to her words and see whatever is happening with her face to understand in body language terms what is going on.
Yes, and I think what was so wild, maybe the surprise came in when anything that my children were wearing started to get monetized and affiliate sales and part of headlines and things. That's where it became a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it comes from a place of love and excitement, very, very different.
Yeah, it's like it comes from love and excitement of being able to, this garments or whatever the kids were wearing, they were selling out, and Meghan was not in control. Maybe that was the thing that began glitching her face. And the thing that happened after this, before we analyze that clip frame by frame, was this.
It's very different.
Yeah, then you can be happy about it and say, of course, have the same dress that Lily has. It's when it comes from a different side, but that's true of most things.
Yeah, I think my theory is that Meghan was not happy. Is that she was already not that happy that things would sell out, that things that she wore sell out because of her influence and stuff. That is something that happens. My question is, how is it possible that those items sell out, but when Meghan actually is going to sell something, it sells out, but Meghan cannot just replenish the stock? But we're not talking about business today. We're talking about body language. So she first addresses that.
Yes, and I think what was so wild.
It's wild. Wild is a word that is very appropriate for this, because we are thinking that Meghan was not in charge of that monetization. Again, it's like you have a company, you make kids sweaters, all right? And for some reason, Meghan buys one of your sweaters, your kids' sweaters, and Lily appears in a video with that sweater, and you sell those sweaters all of a sudden, and Meghan doesn't see a single dime from that. Meghan could be upset. So you've seen the word wild. Wild is something like it's unrestricted, something that is not sanctioned, something that is not controlled, something that if it's not controlled, then Meghan is not going to like it, because you know that she craves and loves control.
Yes, and I think what was so wild.
And that's what the reason why I think that she was blinking like crazy. How many blinks is this, by the way? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 blinks. I missed for one. I thought there were 7. 8 blinks in what? In like 1 second?
What was so wild.
Yes, it's basically 1 second. It's like, I need to measure this. This is way too interesting. Is the first blink is in here, and the last blink it happens here, and that is 1 second and 5 frames. Essentially 1 second. It's incredible. It's 1 second and 11 frames. We could say that's 1 second and a half to be exact. 8 blinks. Yeah, there's a huge emotional reaction in there.
Maybe the surprise came in when anything that might.
Maybe the surprise came. She looks away. There's an eyebrow flash. It's strange, as in, okay, she's trying to connect with Emma, but at the same time, she looks away. I didn't mark this. She looks away, and then she touches her nose. So many of you have already pointed out that she has touched her nose so many times throughout the whole podcast that it was interesting to see how she was nervous at some spots, and she was upset for some reason for this. And I think that it was that, oh yeah, all that money going not into my pocket. That is so upsetting.
When anything that my children were wearing.
And when she says anything when my children were wearing, notice that this is easy to see. Notice that her neck and her head are pretty much in a relaxed or neutral position. All right, you see that her neck muscles and her head are. You can mimic that. You can mimic, and my cable is playing funny things. You can mimic, and no big deal here, right? But when she says my children were wearing, she brings her head back. Notice that she is doing this. All right, something that she was not doing a minute ago. In fact, she was raising her head and pointing with her chin. And again, it's neutral. This is a neutral position of her head. And all of a sudden, she brought her head back. It's like my children were wearing, as in there's something that bothers her. There's something that bothers her about that.
Thing that my children.
And notice even so that there's some kind of rictus in here, or expression with her mouth that is not a vocalization. She's not saying anything at that moment. Notice this.
My children were wearing started to get
My children were wearing, and her voice, her mouth just shakes.
My children
does this. Notice that? Did you notice? Does this. The mouth crooks to one side for 1 split second. She's uncomfortable about that. My children were wearing
started to get monetized and affiliate sales and part of headlines and things. That's
yeah, started to get monetized, and that Joe sideways that I pointed out on my previous video, make sure to watch it and check it out. It's something that she is upset. She's upset about this, and the example was in the previous video. I have that clip in here. When she said that I love being in the kitchen, she did the same. Sideways Joe. I love being in the kitchen, and when she does it now, we know that she was uncomfortable, and now she's talking about the headlines and things, and not being in control of the monetization of all that money that she could be making, and the eyes wide open. I I don't have a direct meaning for this. Let me see the context.
Started to get monetized and affiliate sales and part of headlines and things. That's where it became a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But
Now, what was really uncomfortable? You know, the headlines and things. That's how it works. You will always be in the headlines. You will always be, in the spotlight. You have a platform. You are the Duchess of Sausages. There's no escaping that. So why would you be surprised? No, I don't think that you were surprised. I think that you were uncomfortable because you couldn't grift that out. And there's also this sign of being a bit uncomfortable. She was fixing on the seat. This is continuous. There was no editing that I could spot in
affiliate
here.
sales and part of headlines and things. That's where it became a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when it comes from a place of love and excitement.
When it comes from a place of love and excitement, when it's so pure, when people are love and are excited about this, no, I don't think that is so pure. I don't think Meghan thinks in such pure terms.
When it comes from a place of love and excitement, very, very different.
Love and excitement, and she, She already knows. She has made the calculations and all the money that she did not make monetizing what her kids were wearing, and she's now realizing, oh no, we have to change that. The kids are going on Instagram now, like ASAP.
Very, very different.
It's very different.
Yeah, then you can be happy about it and say, of course, have the same dress that Lily has. It's when it comes from a different side. But
and she does all these things with her face, that she's trying to express this excitement. Oh, that people have the opportunity to have the same dress that Lily has.
Of course, have the same dress
that Lily has and has this. That's when you see, oh, poor Meghan. Meghan, I almost feel pity for you because there's notice two things that she's trying to smile with her mouth. I'm going to point out half of her face right now. She's trying to smile, but what's happening? What is really happening with her eyes? Do you think that is happiness? What is happening with her eyes? There's a bit of a disconnection in there. Oh yeah, they can have the same dress that Lily has. Oh, why? Why are not they paying me?
It's when it comes from a different side. It's when it comes from a different side, but that's true of most things.
That's true of most things in life, when they are done with passion. I think that Meghan was really regretting that. But what do you think? I would like to know, what do you think about this in the comments? Remember to download my free 100 body language tips in the description of this video. And there's also another video that you can keep watching to understand more of this. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the body language guy. Much love and bliss.